And when I got up to the plate, I hit a ball straight up the middle, and the center fielder missed it. It was a ground ball, and I made it to second, and wound up scoring my first time.
I'll be darned.
Guy hit one to right field, and I scored, and I got to play left field, and I made 2 of the outs that day.
Wow.
And everybody was shaking my hand and hugging on me and stuff, and here's your uniform. And,
Yeah.
and come to find out, I wound up, he said, have you ever pitched any before?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about when you.
And I said, well, I've pitched to a pitchback. He said, what's a pitchback?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to explain to him what that was.
Yeah.
But he told me, he said, well, I want to try you pitching.
Yeah.
Do you mind? I said, no.
This was 10 years old.
10 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
And I said, all right. He said, let's get the catch up there. He said, now, Mr. Fuller is more, he handles all my pitchers, and he's going to be there with you. He just wants you to be yourself, do your thing, hit the mitt is the main thing. Don't get wild with it. Don't try to throw it so hard you don't know where it's going to go. And I wound up was on the money. And he said, and you've never never thrown with somebody, a pitcher. I said, no, this is my first time. He said, well, I believe we might make you a pitcher and an outfielder.
Well, you were just a natural.
And
I mean, you know.
Years go on. Time I was 12 years old, I wasn't in the outfield
You were pitching.
much.
Yeah.
I was your pitcher.
Did you
And-
play for Falls the whole Little League?
Yep.
From
Sure did.
up to 12 years?
Yeah.
Through 12 years old?
Yeah. And finished up at Hattie Cotton, and that's when I grew to love it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then Mr. Beard was a little older gentleman,
Yeah.
and the assistant coach was younger, and he helped me out pretty much. And he said, now, you know, after this year, I can see that you love the game.
Yeah.
I said, yes, sir, I do.
Yeah.
I sleep with my ball glove and a ball in it every night.
Yeah.
And I get up in the morning and put it on before I even go to the bathroom and throw my ball in it a couple of times.
Well, I remember you teaching me how to break in a ball glove.
Well, yeah.
Because, you know, I had a new ball glove, and you said, well, you oil it here.
Yeah.
You keep popping that ball in it, but
Yeah.
put that
And
rubber
then
band around it.
Tied up at
Tied
night.
up at night, and that's how I formed that ball
Yeah.
glove. I remember that. Oh goodness, I remember that so
Yeah,
well.
that works well.
After Falls, where did you? What was your next?
I wound up Centennial Park, and this is Babe Ruth.
Okay,
and
and that's about. Let's see, that'd be 13 to 16.
It was 13, 14, and 15.
15. Okay.
And went out there for some tryouts.
Mm-hmm.
And the first team I went to, he said, we already got our team. And the next one I went to, introduced myself. I'm looking for a team. I'm 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I can pitch. I can play outfield.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not bragging, but I'm a good hitter.
Yeah.
I can hit.
Yeah.
He said, well, this is, the coach's name was Woodruff.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you know now you're done moved up to 60-foot pitching mound and 90-foot bases.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yes, sir. I said, my Little League assistant coach helped me out with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a bigger ballpark several times
Mm-hmm.
before I turned 13 years old and started running the bases.
Mm-hmm.
And throwing a ball from 60 foot instead of 45 foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm very well acquainted with it.
Yeah.
And he said, well, we're needing a couple of players. And if you're a good pitcher, I know we need you.
Okay.
And it just fell right in there.
What team was this now? Who was this? You recall the team?
The coach was Mr. Woodruff.
Uh-huh.
And it was Eagles Market.
Eagles Market.
Out there in the Centennial
Okay. In Centennial.
area.
Yeah. West
And,
Nashville. Uh-huh.
I said, I'm going to be an Eagle, right? And he said, you're going to be an Eagle. Get your uniform, man, next time. Glad to have you. And then I played with him when I was 13, 14, 15. And then I had to move up to the next step.
Mm-hmm.
Either go to Connie Mack
Mm-hmm.
or go to American Legion.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I'm doing my high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
My 2 years of my high school, or 3 years, I didn't play in the 8th grade
Yeah.
because you can only play 4 years
Yeah. Yeah.
of sports. And well, the name was Charlie Keir.
Yeah.
I was in he taught a class in, I can't even remember really what class that he taught in the 8th
Yeah.
grade building.
Yeah.
Because it was 7 and 8 go on that side of it, and
Yeah.
then the high school was
Yeah.
9, 10, 11, and 12.
Uh-huh.
And he told me, he says, you're going to play baseball for me this coming summer. So we're going to get a little start on it. You're playing with Post 82,
That's American Legion, right?
American Legion,
Yeah.
and you can't play because you can only do 4 years. But I'm going to
Yeah.
dress you out. I'm
Yeah.
going to put you in a uniform. You're going to go to every practice. You're going to practice your pitching. You're going to do your hitting, do the
Yeah.
whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But you can't play.
Yeah.
And I said, well, can I play for American Legion? He said, oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing for me when you're 16 years old. And
Did you pitch the whole time in American Legion, or did you ever play in the outfield or
I was a left fielder
left fielder?
and a pitcher.
Okay.
We had a rotation.
Okay.
Had a guy by the name of Jerry Bell.
Jerry Bell, I was
Jer-
going to mention him.
Jerry Bell was drafted in 1967 with
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah.
And good guy.
Yeah.
And Dale Speck. He went to Maplewood.
Yeah.
And myself.
Yeah. It was
And
like
we
like
rotated.
it was like the old New York Yankees murderers row. That post 88 team with you three pitchers. Unbelievable.
We were pretty tough.
Unbelievable. I saw you pitch. I saw Jerry pitch. I don't remember the fella from
Dale Speck.
Dale Speck
Oh, he was-
pitching, but
he
I
was-
can remember we'd go out to Centennial Park, my dad and I, and specifically watch you and Jerry Bell pitch. And man, you all brought the heat.
Yeah.
Good gracious.
Yeah.
I mean, you put them down, 1, 2, 3. They just sit down.
Out of the three pitchers, I was the only one that played left field.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry was a pitcher.
Just a pitcher.
Pitcher only. Same thing for
Now he was
Dale-
left-hander, wasn't he? Was
No, he
Jerry-
was right-handed.
Was he a right-hander? Okay.
big tall fella.
Yeah, I remember
He-
tall and thin. Yeah.
He was pretty skinny, but
Yeah, he could bring it. Yeah.
when he turned loose of it, he's got his arms a little closer to the plate than
Yeah,
mine
it was. Yeah, yeah.
But I was told by the catcher back then, he analyzed each pitcher, and when he got to me, because this article was in a newspaper,
Mm.
and said, catching Hurt is he throws a heavy ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
If the batter hits it, it don't really want to go nowhere.
Yeah.
And he's got the velocity enough that they can swing and miss, or
Mm-hmm.
he has a good curveball,
Mm-hmm.
or better known in Major League Baseball, a slider.
Slider. Yeah.
And it was a great moment to hear this catcher
Yeah.
tell me that. But one other little short story that meant so much to me in American Legion. My year that I was 18 years old,
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Bell was also 18, and Dale Speck 18. All three of us going out at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That particular year, there was a team out of Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
They were called Bill Sparrows.
Mm-hmm.
They had been state champions for the state of Tennessee 8 years in a row.
Wow.
We went down and played the state tournament in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And we were on the verge of beating the Sparrows. Jerry Bell started out pitching, and if we lost, we were going to have to play them again.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to use Dale Speck.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead, about 4 2/3 of an inning,
Mm-hmm.
Jerry just got a little wild.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one out, and lo and behold, Charlie Carey hollers, "Come on in here, Hurt."
Yeah.
And when he hollers, I mean,
Yeah.
uh,
Coach Carey was a kind of a gruff, rough.
he's pretty loud.
He was a football coach.